Hey, welcome to Caffeinated Conversations with Brooke Allen. This is show 45. I'm Brooke Allen, and we are at one of Michigan's most iconic spots. We are at Greenfield Village. A lot going on. We will talk to a real estate agent who actually specializes in helping families find homes in school districts that are beneficial to their special needs children. Also, 'tis the season. We will check in with my wine witch. All of that coming up on this show 45. Who can believe it? We are in Birmingham at Dobie Real Estate. I am with Sandra Beshany. She is a real estate advisor here at Dobie, but she has a pretty interesting niche, and it's all to do with her son, who was diagnosed with autism when he was just 2 years old.
2 years old, yes. And today he's 15 years old. And yes, when he was diagnosed with autism, my whole circumstances changed and everything pivoted, and getting him the right resources and the right help. And when you have any kid with any special need, you don't really have a handbook. Like, no one kind of gives you a path of how to go forward. And I feel like every kid with any need is just so different. So you don't really know like how to, move. But yes, and now that I'm a realtor, I've noticed and realized, and through the families that I help and work with, that every family and every child lends to a different situation. So you kind of, my son, when he was 2 years old, we were at Beaumont. We did ABA there at the Hope Center, and all these, and they were all kind of learning their way too, and their paths too. And we just all were working together, and we got so close, and it's like they were buying a house or selling a house or whatever. And like some kids with autism, they run or they have different needs. And like, for example, one family I helped, they were building a house on the water. Yeah. And no.
No.
And it was their dream house. Like, they talked about it for years, and they had a lot that they bought, and that dream had to die because their son actually was a runner. So then through that initial experience, I realized, oh my God, I can help people. And not just with that, not just the actual home, but with the community. When you have any kid with any need, community, I think community in general matters.
It does.
To prosper and to really do well. But I think that, especially a kid that has a need, community is so much more important, so much more elevated, and it's like on steroids. Like the right school district is so important. Where if it was important just to have the right school district for any kid, it even gets amplified even more if they have a need.
So that's what you do. You actually can advise these families of like what may be a good school district or a community or neighborhood.
Exactly. Like if for example, they want to go to a certain area and it's like the taxes are cheaper or whatever, they're really just looking at the home. I come in and I say like, yeah, but what's the school district like? Like what's the tax? Like, yes, I know you're looking at the home, and maybe you get a bigger lot and the cost, and maybe you get a bigger lot in a Clarkston or in a certain area. But, like, is the school district going to accommodate for your kid, and all that stuff? And then that might spark they're like, yeah, I don't like the school district I'm in now, and I don't want that for my kid. So then they start reassessing, or coming up with different. So it's really important. School district is huge when you have a kid with any need, because if a school district doesn't have the right accommodations, like for example, we're in the Birmingham School District, and my son's always been in the Birmingham School District. And if he wasn't in the Birmingham School District, I have to give so much props. They have gotten him to the point where he is literally, he's at C Home, he's 15 years old. His teacher, Mr. Rosenfeld, is so amazing with him. But not just him, everyone through the whole process has really guided him to where the point now that his teacher's like, Sandra, Rocco's going to get his diploma. He's going from class to class without any assistance. You couldn't really pick him out of a crowd.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's so huge when you get the diagnosis of autism at 2 years old, and someone says your kid might never talk, he might never walk, he might never do anything on his own, he never might be independent. And when the school district backs, like for example, Rocco has a hard time with fine motor skills, right? So when he's like doing a test and he can't circle in the test, well, Mr. Rosenfeld's like, you know what, he's gonna have a hard time doing the Scantron. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move him from the Scantron, I'm gonna put him on the computer. So now he's just clicking instead of the stress and the anxiety of him circling every single thing, Mr. Rosenfeld just made it now that pain is gone. Now you can focus on the test.
Right. And that causes so much anxiety.
So much anxiety.
And
people don't realize it because typical people don't deal with that kind of, you can't circle and there's things you never even think about.
Right.
So those are the kind of accommodations that a right school district will help your kid with. And it's so important because when you're looking for a house, you're not thinking about that.
No, not really. Although I did tell you we moved from one area to another because of the school district.
Yes.
And, they've been so helpful, but it's because we knew and we had heard about it.
Yes.
And we did research.
Which you're in a great school district. And sometimes what's unfortunate is when you do have such a good school district, finding the right home is even harder because everybody's trying to get into that school district.
So what's your piece of advice for families who may be looking for homes with this exact need?
This exact need and this crazy housing market. And thank God they're saying the interest rates are going to be maybe coming down in the middle of this month. I would say that just to have your expectations like situated properly and really not like really know what you want and what kind of home you're looking for and really put into consideration the school district and the whole entire piece, the entire puzzle, and really, you might have to outbid a few people to get the right home. You might have to go over ask.
Or you may have to decide on another house.
Right, or you might have to decide on another house or a smaller lot or maybe a detached garage when you wanted an attached garage, or, your needs are you might have to like kind of curb your needs a little bit of all the checklists that you have in the home to accommodate, the great school district or the needs that, your kid might have, which is okay because in the long run, you'll further them along.
For sure. And that's really what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a house becomes a home.
Yeah.
And then the neighborhood. But it's where your kid's going to be and you want them to feel secure and you want to feel secure knowing they're okay.
Right. You want to know that they're in the right spot and you want to know the people that are helping them are really looking out for them. You're not just sending them to school all day and you don't when you don't have a special, I don't know that my kid has an issue circling the Scantron. I have no idea of what's, that's his, the teachers there's like, wait, he's having a hard time. And they're the people, but if you're dealing with people that don't really pay attention or care, that's your kid. You have to fight for your kid. When you have any child with any special need, the parent, I feel like, becomes the warrior and their number one advocate.
Yep.
And it's hard. It's hard as a parent because we have our work and our jobs and our goals and all of our own stuff going on, our marriages or not marriage, whatever we're dealing with,
right?
And our own, and then you got to add that layer in. But then you have to kind of put yourself aside and be their advocate until you get them to that place, and you will get them to the place. But at first, when they're young like that, it's hard. It's hard figuring out your way. And a home is not just the home, it's all the people that live in it and everybody's needs. Like everyone has a need. Right. And you have to think about the community and does the house have sidewalks? Yeah. Does it have, do you know what I mean? Does it have sidewalks? Backyards. For example, there's subdivisions that don't have sidewalks. Like my son right now, he's 15. He's like, Mom, I'm going to go for a walk. And we live in Birmingham, so there's a bunch of parks. And I'll kind of follow him sometimes. And I notice he goes to the swings, and he'll just swing. And he loves it. He's out there for an hour, just swinging away. And I love that he has a park, and that he can, he's on his phone, and he's swinging and chilling or doing whatever he's doing. And he walks, and he's on a sidewalk, and there's other people, and it's just a community, and you're not thinking about that stuff when they're 2. You don't think one day they're going to be they're 15. So far away in your mind.
Right.
So
it goes so fast.
It goes so fast. It goes so fast.
Okay, so for families who need to reach out to you,
yes.
How's the process? I mean, because we're not just talking about school districts, we're talking about the actual housing
right.
market.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot of complications and there's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors. There's a lot that goes into it. But I will make the whole process as easy and as seamless as humanly possible. Because I want to get your needs, because you have needs too. Everybody has needs, like the mom, the dad, the husband.
The laundry room on the first floor.
Right. Or really on the second floor now.
Exactly.
You want it on the second floor. I have families that want 2 laundry rooms. Yeah, like one.
I need 2 laundry rooms.
Right. Or, a pantry that has like a full walk-in or an attached or detached garage. There's so many needs that, like, I deal with, like we were talking about earlier, I deal with a lot of divorced families, or divorce is another big thing. Because I'm divorced and I work heavily with my divorce attorney, and because I know the whole divorce process, and, husband gets the house, or the wife gets the, she wants her realtor, he wants his realtor who's going to sell it. And then, there's all that. And then, then who's going to use me to buy a house? It's a whole process. Yeah. So when you're buying a house, your life constantly changes, right? You're in different phases.
Yeah, for sure.
So whatever you're in, whatever phase that you're in, either you're getting married. I deal with like a lot of single women. I try to find them homes with attached garages, which is, I was single for a long time with kids. I wanted to pull into my house, go right in, because at night I'm scared. I'm by myself, and I have 2 little kids, or as a single mom, or as just a single girl. Those are things I look for different people, or like different stages and whatever, like where their life is at that moment.
And that's so interesting, because there are so many different stages of life and different people. And you have to kind of look at the big picture for all of them and what they need.
Right, what they need. And sometimes I'm like kind of on the outside looking in. And like, I just had a single guy called me, and he's like, Sandra, there's this house. I love it. It's gorgeous. And it is. It's gorgeous. But what? It doesn't have a basement.
Oh.
He's like, I don't need a basement. He's single. What does he care? He's not even thinking.
Right.
I go, I know. Today, you're single. In 5 years, when you call me and you have a girlfriend or getting married and you want to sell this, it's going to be hard to sell a house without a basement. I know it has all your needs right now, but we got to think resale wise too. So there's so many things when you're buying a house. You're thinking about, you're dealing with someone's largest asset.
Yeah.
That's their largest asset. That's their largest, they're one of their biggest, things that they're going to be buying. So you have to be like kind of their eyes and their ears. And it's not just about a transaction or a commission check. At least it's not for me. And I really take what you're trying to do as if I walk in your shoes, because it's not just your money. I want you to call me in 5 years and say, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm here. Or, oh my God, I'm happy I'm here, but we're moving here now. It's not just about the one and done.
Right.
For me, I really, really, or that month that you move in, I want a text that says, I'm so happy one girl, she was a single, actually I helped her, she got divorced, and she was renting for a couple of years. So she called me, she was in Northville, and I said, you might want to come to Birmingham, you're single, what the heck are you going to do out there by yourself? I'm like, whatever. So she comes out to Birmingham, she starts looking, and I'm like, this is your house. This is your house. I sent it to her 4 times. She would not. She's like, no, I don't really. I'm like, can we just go look at it?
Right.
I just want to go look at it.
You just had a feeling.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm telling you. Well, I know that it's going to be resale-wise amazing. It has a basement. It's all redone. It has a huge backyard. And I said, we got to look at it. We go look at it. I don't know how by the miracle it was still there, because everything, right now the market is moving very fast. Right now, the next couple of weeks, it's a good time to buy before the interest rates actually go down, and it's a feeding frenzy. Once they go down, it's going to get crazy. But right now is a little bit of a quiet time while school just started. You have a little like sweet spot right now, a little lull, where if you are thinking about buying a house, it's a great time to buy a house, because you can go in and maybe put the right offer in. So I took her there. Finally, she's like, I love it. She's like, you sent it to me 4 times. I'm like, I know, and you never would look at it. So then this has been like 2 years now. She just called me the other day. We're really good friends. We became friends through the process. And she called me, she goes, Sandra, she bought it for $500,000. And she appraised it. She redid her basement. She's like, my house is worth $880.
Is she moving again?
No, okay. She's not moving. She just wanted to redo her basement.
Right.
She's like, I am so happy that you made me buy this house, because look at how much equity you have in it. And that's another thing. I'm always thinking resale wise, equity, like there's so many factors. There's so many factors that go into it.
Right. And like you said, you're not just like one and done. You want these relationships. You want those texts saying, hey, look what I did.
Right.
With the house you showed me.
Right. So. And I want your friends, and I want your neighbors, and I want your family, and I want all, oh my God, I used someone that she actually cared about me. She actually, like you text me, I'm very responsive. I cannot stand when, like, I don't care how busy you are. you need to respond to people. Like that's just one of my pet peeves. I'm just extremely responsive. I'll get it done right away, and and moving on. Like, because I know what your question is to me is important.
It's important.
Yeah, I mean, I get texts sometimes at like 12 o'clock at night, and they'll text me, oh my God, I just thought about, does the house have that? Like, because when they're seeing it sometimes in this market, especially certain price ranges, like a price range from like 300 to 500, we have multiple 20, 30 offers on those homes. These people are only getting to be in this house for 15, 20 minutes. So they get to see this house. They might not really have looked at it.
Right.
There's 3 people waiting behind us to get in to see it. So they're like, oh my God, did they have this? Did they have that? They're freaking out. And you know, and how about if a house is a certain price point, you have to outbid somebody. I mean, I worked with one guy and the nicest young couple. They have like a little baby. We wrote 28 offers for them, and we lost 20. Yes. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot on you and us, and the toll and the discouragement. And finally we got the stress because the price range they're in, everyone's paying cash, or they're outbidding them, or they're whatever, and they weren't in the position to do those things. So how does a regular person buy a house for $400,000 or $350,000?
But you can help with that.
You can help with that, but you do have to be aggressive in that field.
Okay, well, I think that you've got that covered, right?
I do. And the good thing is that I'm my network is really nice. Like, I know a lot. I've been doing this for 12 years, so I have a really nice network. I work really well with other realtors. They know if they're going to work with me, we're going to get it to the closing table. And I'm very honest and very transparent. So it's a nice process. Yeah.
And everyone needs that, especially when it comes to housing, and especially with kids who need those, those special school districts and everything.
Yes.
So how do people reach out to you?
Just my cell phone. I don't know if you guys.
I'm all.
Yeah, just my cell phone or my email. Which
do email?
Yeah, do email. My email is Sandra at wearedoby.com.
Okay, and it's Doby with an I.
DOBI. Okay. Yeah, Sandra at wearedoby.com.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you.
And I am at one of my favorite places. I need a little pep in my step. So I am at one of our sponsors, Drip IV and Hydration of West Bloomfield. I'm so excited to see Deanna. Let's go hook up. I can justify that. Deanna is very good.
Aww. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Alright.
All good.
One moment. How was that?
Fine. It was perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Painless.
Okay, good.
No issue.
Good. You're getting the ultimate beauty today.
This is what we call self-care to some extreme, right?
It really is.
It is. I feel refreshed.
Feeling beautiful?
Feeling beautiful. My beauty bag.
Hey, we are here in Dearborn at Greenfield Village, and I am hanging out with Laura Williams. She is the founder of My Wine Witch, which we'll explain that in just a minute. But what a beautiful fall day! Perfect. This is your season.
It is. It is the season of the witch.
And she's got so much going on, and we are going to start first with. Let's start first with the brews.
Okay, fabulous. Hi everybody, how are you today? So we are featuring today some of my cinnamon scented decorative brooms, which can be hung on your front door or can be placed next to a hearth, next to your fireplace. They're all a little bit different. I've got a few different colorways, fall colorways, one that's a little Beetlejuice inspired, right?
Awesome.
Beetlejuice is all the rage this season.
All the rage.
We've got some really nice fall colors and then
good.
black and white as well. So this is going to add a really nice look to your front door or near your hearth. And these are available on my Etsy page, my wine list at Etsy.com, as well as some of my other items.
Okay, so we, as you notice, I'm holding a pumpkin. It just rolled away, so I have captured the pumpkin, and I'm just gonna keep holding it. But okay, so My Wine Witch. There's a clue as to what she does. So these are actually dispensers.
Yes. So Brooke, these are reusable faux pumpkin wine dispensers, and I want you to hold on to this one to make sure it doesn't fly away. And what they are is they're essentially just pumpkins, reusable pumpkins that you can get from Michael's, any Michael's, either online or in person in store. And what I do is I carve them, and I use my Cricut, and I put cute little sayings on the front of them, and then you can put your bagged wine in them. And they are fabulous for special events, any wine tastings, and really parties, Halloween parties that are going to be coming up very quickly.
Well, I think it's interesting that don't have to worry about your pumpkin going bad, right?
It's
you
true.
could just you pull it out every year and it will be beautiful.
Right. It pays for itself within, you know, the first season. You know, it's really cute. It's a conversation starter, and it's we have different colors, different sizes, and different styles. The large one holds a 5-liter box of wine, and then the small pumpkin holds a 3-liter box of wine. And we'll get into the details in a little bit about that.
How many cups of coffee do you think the pumpkin would hold? I'm just curious.
Right. So probably I would say the large ones would probably hold up to 20.
Woohoo!
And I do love coffee as much as I love wine.
Okay, so I am now holding a pumpkin and a cork
keychain.
keychain.
Yep.
So this is awesome. And okay, so we were talking about.
You want me to take the pumpkin? Your hands are full.
All right, take the
Okay.
pumpkin. Thank you. So take the pumpkin, but these are so awesome because she can personalize them, and they have different sayings. They can even have a name on it, and I mean, people love these.
They do. So I've got teenagers at home. For anybody else that has kids at home, you're probably into the phrases and the verbiage of the teenagers like skippity and riz and all those fun words, but we can do any sort of verbiage on the cork keychains. Yes, they're great for regular keychain use, to use on a wine bag if you're gifting wine gift bag during the holiday season. They're really cute. They can be personalized. They're appropriate for the season as well as for the holidays, the upcoming holidays.
I just had a great idea. I mean, you could actually make these a gift, personalize it for someone,
totally.
and then stuff it full of wine, right? And
It's a great
and
gift.
other goodies.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea. People are really into DIY, which is kind of the basis of my business at my wine witch, do it yourself. Not only just the pumpkins, but also our digital wine kits, which we feature on our website as well. Digital wine kits.
Say that 5 times fast. Digital wine kits. Okay, so she is actually going to show us a DIY project. I always have a problem saying that. So you can clear these pumpkins, and then I'm going to put this pumpkin up there for center stage because she's actually going to show us how this can be done. And we are getting ready for Halloween, but also I would think that, I mean, these would just be cool just to have as a decoration around the house too. I mean, the holidays coming up, the keychains, the cork keychains. And you know what? We are gonna keep that one up, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. We are at Greenfield Village. I am with Laura Williams. She is the founder of My Wine Witch, and this is her season, the fall, of course, October coming up, but gifting season as well.
Yes.
But she is actually, you may have seen this on TikTok and other places. She's going to show us how to DIY a fabulous pumpkin. We're going to start with this one. There we go.
Right? Let's drink up witches. Okay?
Okay, so where do we start?
Okay, so before I get to carving, I just wanted to mention that if you have a Cricut machine at home, or if you have a friend that has access to Cricut, you can put on whatever verbiage or sayings or graphic images that you want on the front of the pumpkin. It just makes it more cute and clever. Like Brooke had mentioned, if you wanted to customize it and put your last name on it, that would be super cute as well. But people need to know that the wine is in the pumpkin, so we have to let them know somehow that there's wine in the pumpkin.
Do you shake it?
Right, exactly. So cheers up, let's get to drinking witches.
All right.
So we're gonna get to carving right now.
All right, I'm excited. Okay, what do you need me to do?
Okay, so what I like to do is I just like to kind of measure and get an idea across the top how large I'm going to make the cut. So I'm going to make it about 6 inches across the top. I don't make the opening too small because then you're going to have a really hard time getting the bladder of the wine into the pumpkin. So then at that point you're just going to get to carving. And again, this is a faux pumpkin that we get from Michael's. Okay, you can get it online or you can get it in store. And you could do this with a regular pumpkin, a real pumpkin if you want, but of course it's going to be a little messier. So just give me a few minutes here and I'll get to carving. Try and take your time. Be careful, make sure your edges aren't too jagged because you want it to look nice, of course, when you're entertaining.
And when you're drinking wine.
Right, exactly. We always want to impress our friends. That's what the DIY is all about. It's like, I did this. Okay, so when you're coming to the end here, you just want to make sure that your ends line up. All right, and then you're going to take this out.
Awesome.
And I'm just going to put the measuring tape in it just to hold it for now because it's a little breezy today. Now, my secret tip is sandpaper. I've seen a lot of these on Instagram and TikTok that people are just cutting the top of the pumpkin and the front of the pumpkin, and it's very jagged and looks unfinished. So what I do is I just sandpaper it, make sure that the edges look nice. Because of time, I won't spend too much time doing that, but essentially that's what that's going to be. So old school, just like when we were kids carving a pumpkin. Now, the secret tip is what the opening for the wine, when the wine goes inside. So that's going to go right in the bottom here, and it's going to go right about here. And it's going to be about 1.5 inches in diameter. It's going to be a little circle. No, I'm going to put it on its side. Okay. Okay, so I eye it, just, you know, take a visual, and I carve a small cross, and then I cut out the circle. Again, just try to be careful and take your time. Make sure that you're using a knife without serrated edges, so just a nice plain knife. And this is going to look pretty rough when I'm first doing it, but then once you get the sandpaper and it cleans it up, it makes it look a lot nicer. Now, I do suggest making your hole a little smaller at the start and then getting bigger, because you don't want the hole to be too big, because then the
you can always go bigger, right?
You can always go bigger, because then the nozzle for the bladder may fall through, and we don't want that to happen. Again, the tip is the sandpaper. Make it look nice and smooth. So for people who don't want to be bothered with this, which there are many people that don't want to be bothered with it, they don't have time. They don't
one of them.
They don't have time. They don't have the energy. You're not the DIY type of person. That's when you're going to go to my Wine Wish at Etsy, and you'll find all the pumpkins that are available.
Okay, so we'll talk about this in a minute, but not just pumpkins. I mean, her website is beautiful, but she does these wine kits that are amazing. And I know that people who are having showers have you out or do these wine kits. Restaurants have done it. I mean, it's just such a cool thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, I loved it. I was on her website last night, like,
thank you.
I want to do that party and that party. And,
Thank you.
And wish I was getting married so I could have a wedding shower party, but I'm not. So there's that.
Right. So the digital wine kits, just real quick before we finish up the pumpkin here, the digital wine kits thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. So the digital wine kits for Halloween specifically, we have a Beetlejuice theme, we have a Hocus Pocus theme, and I know Hocus Pocus theme. I also have one that's called Pinot and Poe, so that features Pinot Noir, Pinot Grigio, a few different other Pinot varietals, and you learn about Edgar Allan Poe. Say that 3 times. Yes. Pinot and Poe. Okay, let's be careful. Let's be careful. And then of course we have Halloween. Roll it up real tight.
Okay, I'm like,
yeah.
I am clearly not the DIY type, but we're gonna figure it out, man.
So a lot of those themed wine kits on my website feature Halloween candy and wine pairings, Halloween themed wine cocktails, which are really cool, and those include the recipes as well. So again, it's DIY if that's the way that you want to go. Brooke, you're doing a great job.
Am I?
You're doing a great job. It looks really nice. For sure, for sure. So I'm going to give them my phone back to you, and I'm going to take over for you.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, dear. So again, the sandpaper, if you just get a piece and you roll it up real tight, this makes the edges look very nice. If you are the DIY person, you just want to get those rough edges out. Make sure that that nozzle can fit in here. You know, some of those Instagram videos that you'll see, they don't show you this part. They just put it in to make it look so easy, and then you go to do it and you're like, this is supposed to happen.
It is a bad hair day.
It is. So I think we're almost ready, and then we'll bring the wine over. Now again, this is going to be a 5-liter bagged wine, and this is available at Meijer, Kroger, any sort of boutique or wine retailer.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Yeah. You said 5-liter. How many glasses of wine would that serve?
Okay, that's math, and I'm an artist. I should know that. Hold on. So I think it's 40, but it says it on the box, so we're gonna look at that in just a second. I think this is ready. Make sure that you dump this out because you've got stuff inside. Sorry, Greenfield Village.
We'll take care of it. We'll pick it up.
I'm gonna give you that real quick.
All right, I'm gonna hold the pumpkin.
And I'm gonna get the wine now.
Okay, she's gonna get the wine now. Now we're getting to the good part. Although I have to say, I'm kind of missing the whole pumpkin seed thing because I do like roasting
34
those.
glasses.
Oh, 34.
Okay,
Okay,
so we've got Peter
34.
Bella today. Peter Bella Cabernet is our wine of choice this afternoon. So a lot of people are a little confused. They're like, I don't understand. You put the box in the pumpkin. You don't put the box in the pumpkin. You're gonna take the box off. That's much easier said than done. And again, this is great for entertaining when you've got people over. Just looks super cute. And you're gonna take, this is called the bladder, the wine bladder, out of the box. And this is the spigot that's gonna go through the hole.
Okay, so
That we just carved. Now, worst case scenario, it doesn't fit. I mean the spigot, not the wine. The wine will fit. If the spigot doesn't fit, then we just take it out and carve a little more out to make sure that you've got room for the spigot to come through.
We're getting there.
Okay. So essentially, this is what it looks like. And then you can push it all the way through till it clicks. It's got a little protective cap on the outside of it, so you would take that off before you serve the wine. And that's it. Now, if you have,
I was never good at the shape.
there you go, perfect. So if you have a white wine or a rosé or another chillable red that you want chilled in the pumpkin, my suggestion is to put ice packs, not actual ice cubes, but ice packs underneath and around the wine. And then you just enjoy. So you push that spigot and then the wine comes out. But we're not going to do that.
We're not.
Because we're at the village today.
And it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right, exactly. Maybe tonight at my wine tasting. We do have wine club tonight, so we are going to be having wine tonight.
Okay, so real quick, tell me about your wine club, because this sounds amazing.
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
I'm the host of a monthly, I call it progressive. It's a progressive wine club, and meaning progressive, we go from one person's house to the next person's house every single month. So it's a different host. She provides appetizers, themed food for which the recipes are sometimes available in the wine kit. And then we have a theme. Every month is a theme. So this is September. It's fall in the flavor, cooking with wine. So we've got actual food tonight. We have a chicken entree that was made with wine, a chocolate cake, an apple and cheese soup, and then we're also featuring a pumpkin spice latte wine by St. Julian Winery. That's going to be
How do
served
I
with
get
coffee.
that?
I know, right? So we've got that tonight. So just check out my website, also my Etsy page for information about our wine club, and Facebook as well. Can't forget about Facebook.
no, definitely not. Do not
Right.
forget about Facebook. So, listen, Laura, it is such a pleasure. We have
you.
talked before, but to
We
meet you in
have.
person
I know,
and
you
to
too.
see how this has all gone,
Thank
and
you.
what I mean, I know we keep saying that this is your season, but really, what great gifts for the holidays coming up, not just Halloween.
It is. It's true. So a lot of people shop from Etsy. I keep talking about Etsy, but a lot of these things are available at private shows. So like I'll be at the Eloise Haunted Harvest Show on September 21st. But if you're looking for a personalized gift, something that you can't just get on Amazon or Target, it's definitely to go with a small privately owned local business if possible. Come see me on my website, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We've got all kinds of really nice, beautiful things, as well as many other things that I'm not showing here today, too. And basically everything is recyclable.
And that's important. That
Yes.
is important.
A lot of things that I use are secondhand, recyclable items, as well as wine bottles, cork tins you've seen today. So I really do, try and use things that may have been thrown out by other people. The pumpkins themselves are sustainable because, we're not throwing them out. They're being used time and time again.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And,
thank you.
even company logos can go on these pumpkins for the holidays.
It's a great idea.
It is. So, and the wine kit. So, just really check her out. It is so much. It's not only it's fun, but everyone will love it. And your party will be the one that they keep talking about.
It is fun, and I really encourage people to summon their inner sommelier, and the sommelier is, a wine specialist or someone who knows about wine, and you can do this. I trust that you can do this with my kids, because it's got all the information and the details that you need.
Okay, thank you, Laura. And I'll just be
you.
taking this
I know,
pumpkin
right?
now, and we're going to be leaving Greenville Village. Thanks.
Thank you.
Inflammaging, better known as age-related inflammation, which can cause lines, wrinkles, skin spots, just to name a few things. And this clinic, the Cato Clinic, actually founded by 3 sisters. All of them are doctors and aesthetic experts who believe that beauty begins with the inside-out approach, not just a quick fix, but to actually figure out the root cause of inflammation. The Cato Clinic is on the forefront of regenerative aging research and is one of 2 clinics in Michigan to offer Soft Wave. That is an actual in-office procedure that tightens skin with lasting results. And the best part, minimal downtime. Of course, you can visit thecatoclinic.com to learn all of the details. And you know what? We can all age and look good doing it.
So hey, I hope you enjoyed the show. As I said at the beginning, it is episode 45, so exciting. And as you notice, the show looks a little different these days because we are out in the community. A lot of changes going on, but a lot of fun to be had, and so much more coming up, so stick around. You know, we've added to our staff, our team members. It's so awesome, and I'm gonna have him, come on Alex, come here. So this is Alex, and Alex, thanks so much for being with us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's such a pleasure. Boy, you're tall. You and Jason are both so tall. I'm always like, what's happening? So you are going to be helping us out and with our shows on Mondays, and then helping me do some video stuff and all of that. And I am just so grateful that you reached out.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to work with you again, and excited to work with such a great show.
Oh well, thank you so much. And you know, do you drink coffee?
Oh, every day.
Excellent answer. Okay, we'll see you next week. Have a good week.